Hey Brandon, this is Mrs. Skoglund. Just wanted to give you a little bit of feedback on your summer assignment. And so we're mostly going to be talking about Chapter 9 since that was the question you had starred. But I'll kind of reference some other parts of your project as we talk through it as well. All right, so the first thing that I look for in a body paragraph is a strong topic sentence, which ideally should answer the question that's provided concisely and kind of preview what's to come in the paragraph. So I think, Brandon, in a lot of your paragraphs, like you do answer the question toward the beginning. So like you say, the difference between labyrinths and mazes, and you say the purpose of a labyrinth, but if you notice, it takes you like 3 sentences to get there. So I would encourage you in the future to try to get that into one, and that way you can get on to the rest of the paragraph more easily. Next, I looked actually at the end of your paragraph for a concluding sentence that also should kind of tie back to the question and, sort of signal that the paragraph is done. And I thought your concluding sentences were really good. You did a nice job kind of summarizing the main topic and sort of wrapping it up. So good job there. Next, I looked at your evidence, and I think you've done a good job selecting evidence. So you have like the difference between a maze and a labyrinth here, and then sort of like the purpose of a labyrinth here. So I thought that was good. Also, a lot of times you were really close to embedding or integrating your evidence correctly. Like here, when I say in the text A Whole New Mind, it states you can get lost in a maze, you can lose yourself in a labyrinth. Notice I paused there, so we do want to have a comma. So just a little minor thing, but I think that would make your embedding a lot better. I did notice a few times though where you had just the quote kind of hanging out as a sentence on its own. And we want some kind of introduction to the quote by you like you had up here, because it is your writing, right? So don't forget to do that. And I think that would be a good opportunity for revision to go back and make sure that none of your quotes are just hanging out like this. All right, next I looked at commentary. This is an area, Brandon, where I think you're on the right track. Like you're not just summarizing the quotes, which is good. But a lot of times, like right here especially, your commentary was just really brief. So feel free to do more than one sentence and to expand that. Like you say, a labyrinth has more meaning than a maze. Tie that back to this quote, like why is, walking at your own pace and the goal of the labyrinth so much different? Okay, so just kind of something to think about. Let's see. Next I looked at in-text citations, which look good. And conventions, I just noticed a few personal pronouns like you that are just going to be a little too informal. So just make sure, spiritual and internal issues people deal with, and that's going to elevate it a little bit. All right, our directed activities also looked good, and I wanted to go to this TED Talk or presentation that you watched by Tina. I thought this sounded really interesting and definitely like a compelling story to listen to. So yeah, I just got really interested reading that one, so I wanted to point it out. Anyway, just wanted to give you a little bit of feedback.